Enough, O son of Peleus! Troy has viewed her walls thrice circled, and her chief pursued. But now some god within me bids me try thine or my fate. I kill thee, or I die. Yet on the verge of battle let us stay, and for a moment's space suspend the day. Let heaven's high powers be called to arbitrate the just conditions of this stern debate. Eternal witnesses of all below, and faithful guardians of the treasured vow, to them I swear, if victor in the strife, Jove by these hands shall shed thy noble life, no vile dishonor shall thy course pursue. Stripped of its arms alone, the conquerors do, the rest to Greece uninjured I'll restore. Now plight thy mutual oath, I ask no more. Talk not of oaths, the dreadful chief replies, while anger flashed from his disdainful eyes. Detested as thou art and ought to be, nor oath nor pact Achilles plights with thee. Such pacts as lambs and rabid wolves combine, such leagues as men and furious lions join. To such I call the gods, one constant state of lasting rancor and eternal hate, no thought but rage, and never ceasing strife, till death extinguish rage and thought and life. Rouse then thy forces this important hour, collect thy soul and call forth all thy power. No further subterfuge, no further chance. 'Tis Pallas gives thee to my lance. Each Grecian ghost, by thee deprived of breath, now hovers round and calls thee to thy death. He spoke, and launched his javelin at the foe, but Hector shunned the meditated blow. He stooped, while o'er his head the flying spear sang innocent, and spent its force in air. Minerva watched it falling on the land, then drew and gave it to great Achilles' hand. Unseen of Hector, who, elate with joy, now shakes his lance and braves the dread of Troy. The life you boasted to that javelin given, prince, you have missed. My fate depends on heaven. To thee, presumptuous as thou art, unknown, or what must prove my fortune or thy own. Boasting is but an art, our fears to blind, and with false terror sink another's mind. But know, whatever fate I am to try, by no dishonest wound shall Hector die. I shall not fall a fugitive at least, my soul shall bravely issue from its breast. But first, try thou my arm, and may this dart end all my country's woes deep buried in thy heart. The weapon flew, its course unerring held, unerring, but the heavenly shield repelled the mortal dart, resulting with a bound far from off the ringing orb, it struck the ground. Hector beheld his javelin fall in vain, nor other lance, nor other hope remain. He calls Deiphobus, demands a spear. In vain, for no Deiphobus was there. All comfortless he stands. Then with a sigh, 'Tis so, heaven wills it, and my hour is nigh. I deemed Deiphobus had heard my call, but he secure lies guarded in the wall. A god deceived me. Pallas, 'twas thy deed. Death and black fate approach. 'Tis I must bleed. No refuge now, no succor from above. Great Jove deserts me, and the son of Jove, propitious once and kind, then welcome fate. 'Tis true I perish, yet I perish great. Yet in a mighty deed I shall expire. Let future ages hear it and admire. Fierce, at the word, his weighty sword he drew, and all collected on Achilles flew. So Jove's bold bird, high balanced in the air, stoops from the clouds to trust the quivering hair. Nor less Achilles his fierce soul prepares, before his breast the flaming shield he bears. Refulgent orb, above his forefold come the gilded horsehair sparkled in the sun. Nodding at every step, Vulcanian frame, and as he moved, his figure seemed on flame. As radiant Hesper shines with keener light, far beaming o'er the silver host of night, when all the starry train emblazed the sphere, so shone the point of great Achilles' spear. In his right hand he waves the weapon round, eyes the whole man, and meditates the wound. But the rich mail Patroclus lately wore securely cased the warrior's body o'er. One space at length he spies, to let in fate, where twixt the neck and throat the jointed plate gave entrance. Through that penetrable part, furious he drove the well-directed dart, nor pierced the windpipe yet, nor took the power of speech, unhappy, from thy dying hour. Prone on the battlefield the bleeding warrior lies, while thus triumphing, stern Achilles cries, At last is Hector stretched upon the plain, who feared no vengeance for Patroclus slain. Then, prince, you should have feared what now you feel. Achilles absent was Achilles still. Yet a short space that great avenger stayed, then low in dust thy strength and glory laid. Peaceful he sleeps, with all our rights adorned, forever honored and forever mourned, while cast to all the range of hostile power, thee birds shall mangle, and the gods devour. Then Hector, fainting at the approach of death, by thy own soul, by those who gave thee breath, by all the sacred prevalence of prayer, leave me not for Grecian dogs to tear, the common rites of a sepulture bestow, to soothe the father's and a mother's woe. Let their large gifts procure an urn at least, and Hector's ashes in his country rest. No wretch accursed, relentless he replies. Flames as he spoke shot flashing from his eyes. Not those who gave me breast should bid me spare, nor all the sacred prevalence of prayer. Could I myself the bloody banquet join? No, to the dogs that carcass I resign. Should Troy, to bribe me, bring forth all her store, and giving thousands offer thousands more? Should Dardan Priam and his weeping dame drain their whole realm to buy one funeral flame? Their Hector on the pile they should not see, nor rob the vultures of one limb of thee. Then thus the chief his dying accents drew. Thy rage implacable too well I knew. The furies that relentless breast have steeled, and cursed thee with a heart that cannot yield. Yet think, a day will come when fate's decree and angry gods shall wreak this wrong on thee. Phoebus and Paris shall avenge my fate, and stretch thee here before the Scaean gate. He ceased. The fates suppressed his laboring breath, and his eyes stiffened at the hand of death. To the dark realm the spirit wings its way, the manly body left a load of clay, and plaintive glides along the dreary coast, a naked, wandering, melancholy ghost. Achilles, musing as he rolled his eyes o'er the dead hero, thus unheard replies, Die thou the first. When Jove and heaven ordain, I follow thee, he said, and stripped the slain. Then forcing backward from the gaping wound the reeking javelin, cast it on the ground. The thronging Greeks behold with wondering eyes his manly beauty and superior size, while some ignobler the great dead deface with wounds ungenerous or with taunts disgrace. How changed that Hector, who like Jove of late sent lightning on our fleets and scattered fate. High o'er the slain the great Achilles stands, begirt with heroes and surrounding bands, and thus aloud, while all the host attends, Princes and leaders, countrymen and friends, since now at length the powerful will of heaven the dire destroyer to our arm has given, is not Troy fallen already? Haste, ye powers! See if already their deserted towers are left unmanned, or if they yet retain the souls of heroes, their great Hector slain. But what is Troy, or glory, what to me? Or why reflects my mind on aught but thee, divine Patroclus? Death hath shielded his eyes, unwept, unhonored, uninterred he lies. Can his dear image from my soul depart, long as the vital spirit moves my heart? If in the melancholy shades below the flames of friends and lovers cease to glow, yet mine shall sacred last, mine undecayed, burn on through death and animate my shade. Meanwhile, ye sons of Greece, in triumph bring the corpse of Hector, and your paeans sing. Be this the song, slow moving toward the shore, Hector is dead, and Ilion is no more. Then his fell soul a thought of vengeance bred, unworthy of himself and of the dead, the nervous ankles bored, his feet he bound with thongs inserted through the double wound, these fixed up high behind the rolling wain. His graceful head was trailed along the plain, proud on his car the insulting victor stood, and bore aloft his arms, distilling blood. He smites the steeds, the rapid chariot flies, the sudden clouds of circling dust arise. Now lost is all that formidable air, the face divine and the long descending hair, purple the ground, and streaked the sable sand, deformed, dishonored in his native land, given to the rage of an insulting throng, and in his parents' sight now dragged along.